Welcome. Today we're going to experience a seiðing session. Stick around, I'll tell you more. Live, trance, and prosper. Hi, I'm Dr. David Phillips, and welcome to a seiðing session. Today's seiðing session is not high seat seiðing. I'd be dressed a little differently, a little more formal, if you will. Now, this is a regular low seat seiðing session. If you're not familiar with seiðing, it's a form of trance work which one connects to the divine. It's an ecstatic trance work form from Northern Europe. This is what the Vikings or the Norse and the Germanic peoples, the Anglo-Saxons and Neolithic folks of Northern Europe would have practiced. Essentially, the Seiðman or seiðing practitioner enters into a trance. There are different ways of doing that. Traditionally, they would use chanting, which those of us in the modern era who are familiar with things like hypnosis would consider that an induction of sorts. So we enter into the trance, open ourselves to the divine, and let the material come through. We may be connecting with the gods or speaking, allowing the spirits or dwarves or whites or whatever you're connecting speak through you, depending upon your model. Metaphysically, it could be any number of things. My first work with boiling trance or shaking trance was through spontaneous Qigong. I live in Asia. People do Qigong here. But it could be connected to many things. As a hypnotist with a scientific and skeptical bent, I would suggest that for most folks, rather than connecting with actual divinity, they're connecting to their unconscious, and it is a kind of automatism. However, when I teach things like metaphysical hypnosis, I take the core processes, which are actually found in many different cultures and many different religious devotions. I take those processes and teach those, and then you can apply them to whatever context. Now, for my particular metaphysical bent, yes, I have one. Oh, yes, indeed. Obviously, since you're watching this on the Church of Universal Loving Transformational channel, I have a connection to particular metaphysical concepts and ideas. And so, for me, that's what I will be using. However, when you do this sort of thing, it may or may not be something else. I do strongly suggest before practicing seiðing that one does in fact learn from a practitioner who's been doing it for quite a while, who is a skilled and competent practitioner as well as a skilled and competent teacher. Now today, we're not going to do oracular work. This is not an oracle. This is just a advisory session of low seat seiðing. And essentially, I will be opening myself up and connecting. Now, when I practice seiðing, either low seat, high seat, or Seiðr, I sometimes am not aware of what I'm saying or doing. I will be aware, though, because I will watch the video and I will see what happens. Other times, I'm perfectly aware of what I'm saying. It's just flowing through me. I don't know what the session will be about. This is going to be an open session. I'm just going to let it happen, and the seiðr speak may or may not be appropriate for your life or whatever. I'm just going to do a general advisory session, and so if the words connect to you, that's great. Maybe you could tell us in a comment down below in the comment section. If they don't connect to you, that's okay too. I mean, come on, I am recording this on a certain day. of the year, and it's going to be on video. And so some folks will find no connection to it at all ever. Some folks will connect to it immediately. Others will see it years from now, and it will speak to them, because that is the nature of oracular and Seiðr work. The Seiðr words mean different things to different folks. So let's get started, okay? When you hear the dog bark, the dog's barking can be frustrating. It can be, oh, it can bother you, but it doesn't have to. When you realize the dog isn't barking at you, the dog is barking at the thing that it thinks you are or represent, a threat, an invisible thing that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. Dogs bark, that's what they do. But the thing is that you can stop the dog barking by understanding where it's coming from, how to relate to that dog, how to be the sort of person the dog doesn't bark at. And then the dog just no longer sees you as that threat. Perhaps that tail begins wagging, because dogs' tails wag when they see an ally, a friend. Befriend your dog. Befriend your dog, and the barking will discontinue. You know, I'm not talking about an actual dog here. You're not a stupid person. You realize that when I say dogs bark, I'm really talking about a person. People do that. People bark too. They become aggressive. They pound on their chests. They say, look at me, I am the one. I am the one with power. Fear me, for this is my domain. I am here. I am within. You are a threat. I do not know you. I do not understand you. I do not know what you do is going to affect me. I cannot afford to allow you to threaten me, so I threaten you. People are like that. Their dogs barking at a postman who means them no harm, or a random person going by, but they feel the fear. They sense something different. They don't know what's going to happen, and that fear, it envelops them, it chokes them, it rushes through into their lungs and pushes out as a roar. As a roar of a cowardly lion, a roar that has no real value. Befriend that person, befriend that person, and the roar becomes a meow, meow, a desire for companionship, the wagging of the tail, because sometimes people just need a friend. Not always. Some people don't need friends. Some people need a stern talking to. Some people do need opposition. Some people are the opposite of not a dick. They are dicks. If you didn't understand that, they really are, and they need opposition. But most people aren't dicks. Oh, we all have dickish moments, that's true. Even the gods are dicks sometimes, but all of us have those moments, but most of us not all the time, and deep down we just want to help others help us. We need a friend, all of us, a connection, a human connection. When life doesn't move, it dies. And that is seiðing. That was interesting. It is not what I thought I would talk about. I do know what I talked about for the most part. I'll watch the video and see, but that's a low seat seiðing of general whatever. I hope you found it interesting. I know I found it interesting going through the process. If you enjoyed it, let us know. If you found it worthwhile, let us know. I do teach courses. I do offer up sermons on the church site and all sorts of things. Please be sure to click the subscribe button, because if you click subscribe, then you get notifications when we have new videos. I don't do seiðing often, at least not on video. In my private life I might do it more. But every once in a while we add a video, and hopefully you found this helpful, useful, or interesting. Make sure you've subscribed. Please comment. Let us know what you think of the videos. Let us know what you'd like to see. We have a number of programs that I periodically add to, and so please let us know. Those of you who will be in Sydney, Australia in September 5 and 6, 2015, I look forward to seeing you then for the Sensual Mind Ecstatic course and seminar for singles and couples. And if you're not going to be there, or if you missed it, I hope that I get to meet you in person someday. Who knows? But make sure you're subscribed to our channel. And most importantly for now, this is Dr. Brian David Phillips saying, live, trance, and prosper.